What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here. I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I'm excited to have you here. We have a really cool training today. I want to do some product research with you and kind of go over some hot products. But before we do that, just want to make sure everybody can see the screen and you can hear me. I'm not sharing my camera this week because I'm coming off a pretty bad round of either an awful cold or COVID. Um, my brother and his wife and everybody were here in Miami visiting last week, and his wife went home with COVID. Same day I was super sick too. Never took the test because, to be honest, it doesn't matter. Sick is sick. But yeah, I've been really sick. Yesterday is the first day I could really like even talk like in a sentence without coughing. So I'm glad to be getting better. I'm glad to feel good. Back to like 80%. And sorry about missing last week. I'm learning. For those of you that are new and don't know, I have a 2-year-old, and it's been a hell of an experience in regards to like just exposing myself to getting a lot of new germs in my body because I'm generally, anyone that knows me knows I'm a bit of a germaphobe. Like I'm always sanitizing and washing my hands, and um, I just avoid like, getting on the floor. Like at the gym, like even at the gym, like I don't like go lay on the floor and exercise. Like I would not do that unless I Clorox the floor. So having a kid, I've been getting sick a lot the last 2 years because he's picking up stuff and giving it to us. And it's funny because he's not sick, but I'm getting sick. So I apologize. I've missed a couple of times just due to just being too sick to talk. But I'm better. I'm back. And tonight, what I want to do is I want to go over some cool products with you. If you're new, these are free trainings that I do every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, unless, I'm really sick or the internet goes out or something. These are always on, and things do happen. And when they do, we do our best to let y'all know. But you can, pretty much count on these being live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, if you don't have an e-commerce store, then go ahead and go to profitph.com/free store, and you can use our AI store builder, and it will design a store for you, launch it for you, basically, put products on it, and it's free. You just have to get your own Shopify account. And below are some of our recommended vendors, Drop, Shine and CJ Dropshipping. They're great. Just earlier tonight, I was walking down the street here in Miami, and there's a lot of people that do e-commerce down here. A lot of e-com entrepreneurs. Just a lot of entrepreneurs in general. And a guy stopped me and said that he had been watching my videos. He launched a store, and that he was getting, a couple of sales a day out of the gate, which is really cool. I was just walking on the street with my wife and Drake, and we're going a quick little walk, and it's just so cool to see people stop me and say that, because if you're new, I will preface all of my training with this isn't about like getting rich quick. I'm not one of those e-com guys that's going to say you're going to make 10 grand a month and 30 grand a month and da 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 da, and fluff it up too much. Yeah, there are tons of people making tons of money with e-commerce. I've been running an e-commerce business forever, and that business has crushed. But everybody's got to start at step one, right? And nobody's going to start making 10 grand a month right out of the gate unless they get really lucky. And it's possible to get lucky, right? When I first started, I got lucky. I found a really hot product, took off, and I started crushing it. But I also had an immense amount of experience in internet marketing. I had a good budget. I was willing to lose money to make money. And so I scaled fast. You know, a lot of people don't have you know, that luxury to scale fast. So seeing people start out with you know, their first month, whatever, start getting a couple of sales every day, or 5 sales or 10 sales, just seeing consistency, seeing that this does work, learning how to keep it consistent and how to scale it up, you know, is that next step. And that's what we like to do on these webinars, is we like to teach you how to get started and then scale from there. Is once you start, this is what this guy asked me, he said, all right, I'm getting a couple of sales a day, like, how do I get more, right? Like, how do I scale this and keep it profitable and refrain from like losing money? So, you know, those are the next steps, is like, how do you scale? How do you go from 3 sales a day to 6 sales a day, from 6 sales a day to, let's say, 10 sales a day? You know, these are things that traditionally we go over on these trainings. Now, as of recent, we've just been like really crushing it and loving doing the product research. And it's an important piece of the puzzle, y'all, because if you don't look for products and find hot products and test hot products, then you're not going to win, right? There are 2 extremely important pieces to the puzzle. Number 1 is you got to have a good product. And number 2 is you have to have a good ad, okay? A good product and a good ad. And it's funny. Well, I'll ask you real quick. How many of you in here think that the ad is more important in regards to getting sales than the product? Just type in a 1. If you think that the most important piece of the puzzle is the ad, not the product. Okay. Now type in the number 2 if you think that the product, being a hot product, is more important than the ad. It's interesting because a lot of people are wrong on this usually, right? So everybody thinks that the the product has to be the best, hottest product in order to succeed. And if you think that the product is the number 1 key, has to be like the best, most viral, hottest product in the world to succeed, then you're wrong. You can have a crap product, but a great ad, and still get a bunch of sales. The marketing is what sells the product, right? And so a lot of people, they go get crappy products, but they're good at making ads. The problem with that is if your product sucks, then you get refunds, right? So I still place importance on the product first, even though the ad is more important than the product in regards to generating traffic and sales. Because once you make money, you want to keep it. You don't want to lose it to a refund or a chargeback. So we like to get good products first and then good ads, right? But you got to have both of them, really. Well, I just yawned. Okay, it's probably all the medicines. So what we're going to do is tonight, we're going to look through some of the trending hot products here on Zendrop. Now, Zendrop has a lot of products. I mean, tons and tons of new products every single week are being added, like this creative water bottle, these mental health matters stickers, smart LED, shaver, this nope clock needle. What the heck is this thing? Mender? Sorry, I don't really know what that is. But yeah, there's just always new products. So the problem is that you can end up with SKU overload, analysis paralysis, and come in here and just keep going and going and going, go to the next page. There's 18,000 pages of products in here. But if you're a premium member of Zendrop, which I am, then you get access to the trending products where they go through 18,000 pages of products and say, yo, these are the ones right now that are popping off. These are the ones that are getting sales. So I like to come in here and show you these products, and there's always new ones, and kind of just give you more ideas of things to test and explain to you why these are good products, why these make sense, and then explain to you why some of them don't make sense, right? They're just a really good ad. Someone's got a really good ad or a really good audience. So starting out with the yellow duck plush toy and pillow. It's a giant duck. All right. It's a giant duck. And this is something that parents are buying for their kids. It's something that people that love ducks are buying. And when I say love ducks, I mean there are people out there that absolutely love ducks. Um, it's they have like an obsession with buying little duck stuffed animals. I know a guy that is obsessed with turtles. Anytime there's a turtle, anything, anywhere, he goes and buys the turtle stuff. I know somebody obsessed with elephants. Anything that's an elephant, anything he buys. Anything and everything, anywhere he sees it, he's buying. He collects elephant stuff. There are people that have these types of, for whatever, collector obsessions with certain things that they think are cute or that they have an emotional tie to, or maybe they got as children when they were growing up. There's an abundance of reasons. So there's two types of people that are going to be buying this. The adult that has a kid that's buying it for their kid because it's a cute kid toy, and then the adult that is buying it for themselves that loves like these types of stuffed animals. I don't know what audience this particular one is popping off to, but if you were to say, okay, this is a hot product, and there's different sizes of the duck from small to like massive, apparently, you would need to test it to both audiences, right? And the best audience is the obsessive adults that just buy anything that has to do with a certain type of animal. There are people that have whole Shopify stores that only sell pig stuff, like pictures of pigs and pig stuffed animals, all sorts of things. It's kind of crazy. Like, and you can go into meta targeting and you can target people that say that they love ducks, that they love cows, that they love pigs. Actually, there's a guy that has a cow one as well. Cow lovers shopping store. Let's just see. I'm going to show you something. It's going to be weird, and I don't know what we're going to find, but I'm just going to go to Google and type in cow lovers shopping store. Okay. And you can see there's all sorts of, cow things. It probably is going to bring up like cowhide and rugs and stuff. There's an Instagram here called Cow Lovers. Scared to click on it because anytime you click on anything, you don't know really what's gonna pop up. But this is an Instagram page with 7,000 followers just of cow lovers, and you can see they're smart. They're posting different pictures of cows, but then they're pushing these little cow little water bottle things, this little cow lamp here, these little cow blankets. That's clearly a Shutterstock image that's been used as a print on demand. And yeah, it's going to make me sign into Instagram to look at more. But you can go to Instagram and type in these types of things, and you'll find that there are people that have obsessions with, different types of animals. Look, on Facebook as well, Facebook fan pages. We could just type in like turtle lovers shopping store. Okay. Turtle lovers. Wow. Turtle lovers. 128,000 followers. Okay. 128,000 followers. And all they do is post pictures of turtles, but these are people that love turtles for whatever reason. Like we might love dogs, and look, they have a turtlelover.store. Let's see what they got popping over there. Okay, so their whole store is selling t-shirts with says I like turtles, just a girl who loves turtles, just a boy who loves turtles. It looks like it's mostly print on demand apparel. They would be really smart if they came over to Zendrop or AliExpress and typed in like turtle Let's just type in turtle. So the 120,000 people that follow them that love turtles, they could be doing this big turtle right here. Hell, I paid $400 for a giant sea turtle in Alice Beach for my son. It was like this giant sea turtle stuffed animal. It was 400 bucks. And it actually went to like a charity that like helps, you know, protect the sea turtles and stuff. That's why it was so expensive. It was kind of like a donation. But nonetheless, I bought it because I wanted it for Drake because he loves sea turtles. And so like, yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff on here that you could be selling to turtle lovers. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm teaching you how the mind of a marketer works. You may think turtles are stupid. You may hate turtles. You may think turtles are gross. I love turtles. I think they're cute, and I love, um, you know, the sea turtles and stuff like that. But like, I'm not buying turtle things for myself. But some people are. And a marketer looks at this, says, okay, this cool yellow big stuffed duck, it's working. Why is it working? What is making people buy this to make it the #1 selling product on Zendrop right now? Okay. And now I start thinking about, okay, some people love certain types of animals. And I think we all probably know somebody that as a collector of certain types of animals, it could be tigers, elephants, it could be giraffes, flamingos. People have these weird, you know, like obsessions for whatever reason. And maybe it's not weird, maybe it's a bad choice of words, but it might seem weird to most people that don't understand, right? And so there's this whole market out there that we're, you know, missing out on, that sometimes when you're doing product research, you can look at it and say, oh, okay, this is cool. I could run with that. Look, here's an all turtle store. It's all turtle stuff: rings, necklaces, watches, socks, hats, coffee mugs. I mean, it's all about turtles, right? So I want you to think about that, because there are people that love different types of animals, and you could be launching collections on your Shopify store, and you could have a duck collection of duck stuff. So like, let's just type in duck. Or maybe their obsession isn't just with ducks, it's specifically with the yellow ducks, okay? Because that's a specific like traditional like bath toy or whatever. And then you got the people that are in the Jeep Wranglers. I don't know if y'all have seen this. It was new to me as of last year, but they like duck their cars out or whatever, and like they're obsessed with all these like ducks. So that's a whole community that, you know, is buying these yellow ducks, that you can buy ones like this and target people that have Jeep Wranglers or in the Jeep Wrangler community. Figure out what the heck this duck thing is. Let me just ask you. Why do people who drive Jeep Wranglers always have rubber ducks on their dash? Always seem to have rubber ducks on their dash due to fun, widespread traditional called Jeep ducking, or duck Jeep. Kind of popped off in 2020 during COVID. It's a viral sensation. Duck Jeep, spreading kindness to the community. There's no deeper meaning, but okay. So this lets us know, you know, this is legit, like what I'm saying. So let's also duck Jeep. Let me see. We'll come over here. This is how you do research, y'all. You just start looking at stuff. You start digging deep, and this is how you find, you know, the gold, right? So past 5 years should suffice, because it said it took off in 2020. So this hashtag brings up diddly squat, nothing. So like, you might look at that and be like, oh, well, this is crap. You got to dig a little bit deeper sometimes, y'all. So if I come back over here to Google, or actually, yeah, I was using Gemini. Rubber duck, trainer Jeep, viral sensation, Jeep ducking. Let's just see if this pulls up anything in Google Trends. Okay, there we go. So in the past 5 years, you can see it goes up and down. I'm wondering if there's a trend in when it peaks. August, July, peaked here. August, peaked here. Come on. It looks like July and August. Yeah. And peaked here in June. Okay. Let's look at last 12 months. Last 12 months doesn't look incredible, but you can see that peak here in June. So I'm curious, and I don't know, like I have no clue, zero clue, if this is going to pop back up, because in June, July, August, it seems to pop up. I guess, you know, people are driving their Jeeps more, their tops off and all that stuff. Let's just do, Gemini has one more thing people do, duck, duck, Jeep. Let's do duck, duck, Jeep. These are also potentially keywords that you could use to market. So there's not much here on duck, duck, Jeep. Okay, cool. But if I pop over here to Google, Jeep ducking, or duck, duck, Jeep, you're going to see that there are tons and tons and tons of stores that are selling these big ducks for the Jeeps, the small ducks. There's tons of viral videos on this. If we were to, let's see if I have TikTok pulled up, because we love to verify things on TikTok. And this is sending me down like a little rabbit hole here I didn't intend to go to, but now I'm just like curious. This is how research works. Jeep ducking. 1.2 million videos, close to a million videos, 126,000 video views, 200,000 video views, 100,000 just about, 729,000 video views saying you've been ducked. And there's all sorts of kind of like unique, that's what I think these people are into, is like buying the kind of unique, funny ones. So yeah, I mean, look, there's these videos getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views on Jeep ducking. So like, this is a whole entire thing. No, it doesn't have anything to do with the stuffed animal. These are like little small ducks. But what I'm talking about is that, just thinking about that made me think about this, which could lead me to a niche that is a, you know, a winning niche with with tons of different variations of winning products, because people don't just buy one, they buy a lot. As you can see in this video on the left, there's all sorts of these little rubber duckies. So I wonder if AliExpress just has, yeah, I mean, look at this. Type in Jeep ducking. There's a gazillion different types of ducks that you could be selling, you know, to the Jeep ducking community, and target people with Jeeps and target keywords like Jeep ducking. And I'm sure there's other keywords. So, you know, this is how, again, one little product sends me down a rabbit hole of finding a really cool niche. Like, I'm actually genuinely interested in this niche now. I've seen it, but I never really thought about it, right? But this kind of triggered that thought. Now, the sexy ice silk women's underwear, no clue why this is in the top sellers. Could not tell you. I wouldn't know how to market this. What makes these special? I don't know, right? This could be a big influencer that pushed these and it spiked sales and they ended up in this list. These double-sided adhesive things, these were here a couple weeks ago and they're still here. So they're consistently selling, but again, like, I mean, I know some of y'all might be like laughing and giggling and stuff, but like, I legitimately, I don't even understand this. Like, I don't really 100% know what it does. I have an idea, but like, I don't understand like why this is so marketable and it's in the top selling lists, because I think you could like buy this type of product like locally at a store, I'm assuming. I I don't really know what's just makes these different enough to stand out from like the generic options that are out here. So these are two things I'm like, okay, is there a big influencer or someone with a big email list that's pushing these? So I would skip over those. Now, the U-shaped electric toothbrush, this thing, a really big biohacking influencer. I've seen him pushing similar products. Um, and it's very intriguing because you see this guy like in a mirror and he puts his mouthpiece in his mouth and hits a button and it starts shaking his whole mouth. It's brushing his teeth for him. And it's crushing. It's just absolutely crushing. So this is a product when exemplified in an ad, you get a creator to do it for you, or an influencer. People love. People are lazy, and if they don't have to move their arms to brush their teeth, and they think they could get a better job of brushing their teeth done, they'll probably buy this. And I think that, you know, a little bit of the research that I've done on that has shown just that. Texture vacuum, still think very generic. Sometimes I don't get how these generic items are up here. Water injecting hair removal comb. Now that's cool. So this is a product that you could get behind that's got a little bit of, oh, okay, that's unique, that's different. That's not something you can get at, you know, Walmart probably. So these are things I like to try to market. Something to note, the pet dog repeller anti-bark torch thing, this has been popping off for weeks. Really good sign that this is a product that people love and are buying, and you might should jump on because this has been on the top seller list for a while, which indicates there's some consistency. Another one that I just saw, here it is the air purifying ashtray. So this is interesting. Believe it or not, there is still a large group of population that are smokers, despite any and all studies and proof and facts delivered on how bad it is for your health. People are addicted, right? And so when they're addicted, it's very, very hard to stop, even when they know that they should. And so these types of products are selling now. It's an air purifying ashtray. Now, sorry, yawned again. Um, Smoking stinks. It makes you stink. It makes your breath stink. It makes the area in which you are sitting stink. Um, and this is a solution to a certain extent. It is designed to effectively filter out harmful secondhand smoke and unpleasant odors. It's an essential accessory for a household. So if you're in an office or you're in your house or whatever, this could help eliminate some of that secondhand smoke and that odor. I personally, you know, I would not. I mean, I guess if you got a kid and you got to smoke around them, at least you got this thing. But like maybe my opinion doesn't matter, but I would say don't smoke around a kid because their lungs aren't fully developed yet. But that's just me using common sense. But if you got to, then get a product like this that at least tries to absorb some of that secondhand smoke. And I think that's what they're trying to display here is that, oh, they have a kid and they don't want the smoke to get to the kids. They got this item and this item helps. So, you know, there's a benefit to that. It looks nice. It solves a problem, and it could help potentially avoid some, you know, health issues if you have like a kid or a pet or whatever. So this is a very interesting product. Like I would love to test this and see like what angle it hits with this. It's very interesting because smokers don't really enjoy dirty ashtrays and stinky smells. It's just they're addicted, you know. What else? We'll just do a couple more here. I want to just see if I find one that pops out that sticks out really good. What is this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. You target 45 plus year old men, this thing's popping off, especially before Father's Day, which is next week, but so you're a little late. But like, yeah, this is like that thing that dad's gotta have. Um, I'm 40 and I would never wear this, but like when you think of 45-year-olds, you think of like, 45 and above, you think about dad, um, fixing things, taking care of the yard and stuff like that. And this is a cool little accessory that's an easy to wear, no belt, no buckle belt, fits men's pants and shorts, kind of tightens the pants, I guess. This is like something I could totally see people buying, 100%. You just got to market it the right way. So it's a unique product and it needs a good ad. So that's definitely something I would take a look at. Let me just see if there's one more that really sticks out. Just want to do one more. Let's look at page 2. These are all good products. I'm just trying to get the ones that, based off my experience, I would say, would be the best ones to tackle. Kids' toys always crush. Always crush. Let's just see if I can find one more that I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to tell you about this one. Hmm. The only thing that I see on here that has potential to be like a really cool item is this one, the wooden animal puzzle decoration set. It's unique. You target this to grandmas, grandpas, moms. They're going to buy this. They are going to buy this. Customize it with the family's name, like mom, dad, and son, or grandma, grandpa, grandkid. Yeah. Like this is just one of those things that's cute, tugs the heart a little bit. Is a no-brainer. It's cheap. It's basically $3. Like this could be a free plus shipping item, 100%. And yeah, that would be the other thing I would probably test out. All right, so that's it for tonight. Look, I know I got sidetracked a little bit on the Jeep thing, but I'm still very, very curious about the Jeep ducking. I think there's so much potential here, and that's what product research is all about. Is you start looking and you start discovering, and if you think like a marketer, then you start getting sidetracked to other better ideas. It's not always about the exact product you're looking at. It's what information do you process when you look at that product. It's like, who's buying this? Why are people buying this? Right? Like this product here of the duck that's flipping people off sold over 1,000 units. This 30 pack sold over 700 units, 600 units, 200 units. I mean, these are getting sales. You got to market them the right way to the right group of people. I would not be marketing these to parents with kids as toys. I would be marketing them to the people that are, whatever it is, Jeep ducking, or whatever, that's what I would be doing. It's 100% how I would do it. Okay. Okay, so that is it for tonight. I love you all. Wish you all a ton of success. I will see you next week. Same place, same time, right here on the Profit Power Hour. Sorry I missed last week. I was sick, but I am good now, and I will see you next Tuesday. Good night, y'all.